On two. Ready? Hey!
What is up, people? It's the Football Frame of Mind weekly show, and I'm doing it solo dolo, man. All right, Brandon did it solo last week, so I'm gonna try to do it too, right? But send your thoughts and your prayers to Brandon, man. He's not feeling well, man, so we want him to get back in shape so he can get back on that field. You know what I'm saying? That's what them coaches used to say. So anyway, but hopefully, he gets a little better, man. Because next week it's gonna be crazy. We got some good stuff in store, man. Talk about that a little later. But thank y'all for joining me today. We're gonna talk about some NFL draft stuff, man. Just to keep it simple, man. Not like mock drafts or anything, because I feel like that's better with both of us bouncing ideas off each other. So we're gonna just talk about some I guess some predictions and people seeing what I think people should do in the draft, what teams should do, right? So like I said, put a little something together. Oh, that's not what I need. What the man? Get out of here. That's what I need. All right. Well, like I said, man, nothing too crazy. No, I had to talk about. Had to get the old NFL draft logo, right? I don't know why they start switching it to this plastic thing that they got now. That's like no creativity. Just all right, well, we'll just change it. We'll just change it to 2027 or we'll just change it to 2026. And no creativity, man. I don't know, but the 2000 logo was pretty damn cool. Man. New millennium, futuristic. That was fire, man. But that's not why we're here, man. That's not why we're here, man. Let's get that shit on there. All right, man. So, like I said, we're gonna talk about some NFL draft stuff, man. So, I'm over here looking at the teams who are, I guess, picking, right? Because I wanted it to be perfect in terms of like, oh, like I'm not just gonna go because some people don't have first round picks. So I had to make sure that I got all the picks correct. You feel me? So here we go. Let's check it out, man. So got the Raiders, the Jets, Cardinals, Titans, and Giants. They picking in the top five. So when I'm thinking about the Raiders, man, what? Close the door. Close it. No, close the door, fool. Some people just don't get the point, man. Yo, get him away from the door. Anyway, man. All right, whatever, man. But if I'm looking at the Raiders, man, the Raiders made a lot of moves this offseason, man. All right. They traded Max Crosby for 2 first-round picks. The trade didn't go through. So now they got Max Crosby back and everybody else that they signed. Tyler Litterbaum or Lighterbaum, whatever. But massive pickup for the offensive line that struggled all season last year. All right. Then you get my new favorite linebacker duo and Croy Walker and N'Kobe Dean, right? I think they're going to do so much good next season. So you add all of that to that team, right? And they are instantly, I ain't going to say a playoff team, but they definitely won't be picking first overall next year, right? So all of that addition, all of that new blood within the Raiders organization has me thinking that they're just gonna take the quarterback right now. Right? I mean, no sense of waiting. The AFC West is actually not gonna say wide open, but it's certainly gettable for everybody involved, right? So the Raiders per se. So the Raiders get a quarterback, right? Say they get Mendoza, right? Obviously, a rookie quarterback is going to have his ups and downs, right? But I think he plays better than Geno Smith. Am I right or wrong? Let me know. But I think he plays better than Geno Smith has played with the Raiders, right? So that helps you out. Then you look at the Broncos, right? They have question marks considering that their quarterback broke his leg, ankle. So is he going to be good, right? Who else is in there? The Chargers are in this division as well. So they have question marks with their own quarterback, right? He is a world beater when it comes to the regular season. We've seen him ball out. But um the playoffs is not one of those things that he balls out in. So crazy, right? And then of course you got the Chiefs, man. So Mahomes comes back after a devastating injury, right? Zapping, gonna zap him from all of his mobility, right? But he's still Mahomes, man. So they have their thing going on. So my personal opinion is that the Raiders go quarterback here, and I think it vastly improves their chances of maybe making the playoffs next year, man. Like I said, the AFC West is gettable for everybody. And it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man. What we got? Oh, Chris, don't give me that. What's up, Chris, man? We ain't talked in a while, man. But what's good, dog? He ain't been man. I think he's been good, man. I mean, Philly's defense to me, Chris, is an interchangeable defense. It's almost like a Terminator almost. Just because you take one part away from the Terminator, you ain't going to kill it. Their defense is like Skynet almost, man. You can take one part and you just plug somebody else in there, man. Right? They still got Zach. I want to say Zach Bond or I forgot his name like that, but that's what I'm thinking. And then you got a guy from Alabama, right? Jahad Campbell. So I don't think you draft Jahad Campbell if you were going to keep N'Kobe Dean at some point, you know? Like I think you make that move because you knew you were going to let him go, and let's get somebody else with more team control. So I think he was okay. I think he's okay. And the injuries, like I said, that's football, Chris. It's football, man. You're gonna get hurt. Everybody gets hurt a little bit in football. If you go your whole career without a swollen pinky or turf toe or a sprained ankle, you ain't playing hard enough. So I think he's all right, man. But him and Quay Walker are gonna be fun. They're gonna be fun to watch, man. All right, so then we move to the Jets, man. So if I'm the Jets, though, they were terrible last season, right? And they were terrible in the offseason, right? Even before we got to free agency, right? Like there was a report out there that said that they were having trouble just fielding the coaching staff. Nobody wanted to be there, right? And when you think about that, it's actually some truth to that. Because if you're a person that's interviewing or a candidate for an NFL job, right? Why would you go to a place where the head coach might be fired before the season ends? Then you sign on to be the coach, the head coach gets fired. Now you're in a lame duck situation because they're going to be looking for another coach next year. They don't know if you're going to keep them, move your family, things like that. So I actually applaud people for saying no to that shit, you know? So what you got, Chris? Well, I mean, Chris, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm gonna put your comment up here still. I think getting away from Nashville is probably the best thing for them, right? You know, and I know there's some good ass food in Nashville. And when you a big player like him, it's easy to eat your way out of the league. Now, don't get me wrong, it's some good food in New York, but it's vastly different than it is in Nashville. It's like we talked about in the group chat a while ago, like Zion Williamson going to New Orleans, right? It's some good ass food right there. Somebody that needs to control their weight, that's not a great place to go. Nashville is the same way for like a big player, bro. It's some good ass food, man. And you can't say no sometimes, man. So I think he'll be all right, man. Now, will it help the Jets? I don't know, right? So if I'm the Jets, man, the AFC East is pretty much yeah, Chris. I'm glad you got my analogy. Like that's I'm kind of okay with analogies, but I hope you got that one. I hope everybody else did too, man. But if I'm the Jets, man, um, I was thinking you could go quarterback here, but this isn't the deepest quarterback class, and you would kind of be putting that quarterback in a position to not be successful, knowing that another class is coming in that should be ripe with more quarterback talent, right? So I'm thinking, I'm thinking they go safe here, man. I'm thinking they go offensive lineman, man. I mean, you went offensive lineman last year in the first round, so might as well do it again, man. So if you're gonna go quarterback next year, you might as well have some offensive linemen to help him, right? You could also go defense, man. I'm hearing good things about Bailey from Texas Tech. Um, I'm hearing good things about Arvell Reese. So you could go defense, right? Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy, so he could be wanting to build that defense up a little bit, but I don't know, but I know the Jets are probably going to be picking top five next year. So it don't matter who they draft, they still going to be terrible. So, all right. So then we go on to the Arizona Cardinals, man. Um, NFL's oldest franchise, man. And they need some help, man. So new coaching staff in there. They got rid of Kyler Murray, so that's off the books now. Man, I don't know. And they the bottom feeders of the NFC West in a sense. So I don't know. I mean, Chris, I'm thinking quarterback too. The Jets could go quarterback and the Cardinals could go quarterback as well, right? But when I'm thinking about this, I don't see much quarterback depth in here, man. Because if the Jets take Ty Simpson, right? Who's after him? And if you put Ty Simpson, who's probably the second rated quarterback in my opinion, if you put him with the Cardinals, does that really help them much? I don't know. I don't know, man. But I'm thinking quarterback though. But if quarterback's not available, I take the safe pick and I get me an offensive lineman. You can't go wrong picking offensive lineman in the top three, right? We've seen busts. When me and Chris, we've seen a whole bunch of busts being picked in the top three, but for the most part, offensive linemen are the safest bet, man. I think you get more busts from like defensive ends being picked that high, and even quarterbacks than you do offensive linemen. I mean, the last couple offensive linemen that's been picked like really high have been okay. You know, people say Evan Neal's not that good, but he was serviceable, right? I'm trying to think of some other guys. I mean, Joe Thomas, obviously a Hall of Fame guy, right? So when you draft an offensive lineman, you pretty much can get a pretty good pick there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking they go offensive lineman, man. And I really want to see dude from Miami go there because I'm not sold on Ty Simpson being that high, right? So I don't know. But that's where I'm thinking, man. That's where I'm thinking. I'm thinking offensive lineman there. All right. Let's see. Let's keep going. All right. So, Chris, we're talking about your Tennessee Titans right now. All right. So, the Tennessee Titans did real good last year, man, in my opinion. They did real good. Real good in my opinion. Um, they got their quarterback of the future, and he had his ups and downs. That's what it is for a rookie quarterback, right? Nobody's comes in gunning like Dan Marino at times, but he did good, man. Obviously new coach, so it's a defensive mindset. But you bring in Dayball from New York to kind of help him figure out things offensively. So I expect them to do something different here, man. I'm thinking they go defense here. And I'm thinking they go after either Arvell Reese or Ruben Bain. And I really like Ruben Bain or Bailey too. Or Bailey too. He'll be there. But I'm thinking they go defense here. And defense is important because you want to establish a new culture within them. What's up? What up? See that smooth man? What's good with you? I was thinking Ruben Bain as well, right? But you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Bailey too. I just feel like you need to be able to use him more so than just your average defensive end, right? He's fast, he's athletic, and you can stand him up, you can put his hand in the dirt. Either way, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. So I want you to use him around, you know what I'm saying? Left side, right side, middle. Like I said, he is a chess piece. So if you're going to draft him, you have to use him that way. So I don't, and I feel like if he goes to Tennessee, they might do it, they might not, right? But I think with a defensive mindset, I think Robert Solid will probably be thinking like me in a sense. So what you got, Chris? Playmakers, I'm not sold on Love at 4. You don't have to be think receiver. Um. Okay. Well, I mean, you could go playmaker too, man. But with all the concern with Jordan Tyson, right? I don't think he's a viable pick at 4. You could go Carnell Tate, but how much can you trust Carnell Tate to be your like number one when he technically wasn't a number one in college, right? I'm not as sold on him as everybody else. He could blow the league out of the water and be the next number one guy. But I didn't see that at Ohio State because they had Jeremiah Smith. And it's easy for a person to look good when the other person is getting a lot of the attention. You feel me? So that's why I'm not sold on that. And I think you go safe pick here and you go defense. Just build your defense up to be nasty, right? Because next season you can have you can just steal wins away by just having a good defense. And if you steal some wins away, you're not picking in the top 10. That's all I'm saying. And if I'm really being honest, the AFC South is gettable. It's gettable. Maybe not for the Titans next year, but y'all got some wins that y'all can get. And everybody in that division, especially the Texans, have a defense. So you might as well, get your arms raced together. So that's what I'm thinking. But you say trade back and get Stowers. I like Stowers, man, but I feel like y'all need more than that. I need more than that. You need more than that, man. Draft a player, an impact player right now. That's what I like to do, right? If I'm drafting, say this Madden or whatever, I want a player that can help me now, especially if I'm on the positive side of the rebuild, right? You got a positive side of the rebuild and you got a negative side of the rebuild, right? So the Titans are in the positive side of that, right? You got the quarterback last year, you're bringing in a new energy. That's the positive side, right? The negative side of the rebuild is this next team, in my opinion. All right. So the Giants, right? The Giants picked like top three last year, ended up picking Abdul Carter last year, had an up and down year in terms of what you expect, right? And me and Brandon went back and forth with this. I felt like they should have went Ashton Genty um last year, but some people told me that hey, that's the same thing they did with Saquon Barkley. But the difference is they expected Saquon Barkley to be the guy. I was just looking at it like, yo, if you're gonna go quarterback, you need to have somebody that's going to be able to help him a little bit. I thought you could steal some wins, right? You could steal some wins, right? Just having a good running game, right? So I like I like the Giants here going. I like them going running back here, man. I wasn't sold on it at first because you got Scatterbo, but he coming off an injury as well. So a two-headed monster never hurt nobody, you know? And Love is one of those players, right? But I'm not opposed to going defense either, right? Because I feel like they got one of the best front sevens in the league, right? You got Abdul Carter, you got I want to say Dexter Lawrence is still there. Um then you got what's the guy's name? Burns, and then you got Thibodeau, right? They got a crazy duo, crazy front. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. The Giants got a lot of options, man. So they should be interesting, man. Mm, I mean, I don't know. You talking about the Titans or are you talking about the Giants? I don't really know because I mean, Will Levis ain't starting. He ain't going nowhere. And then Trubisky actually might have more trade value than Will Levis does, in my opinion, because he's pretty good. So nah, he's not feeling well, man. But that's all right. We're gonna keep it rolling. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking you go Love here, man. A two-headed monster never hurt nobody in the backfield. I mean, yeah, but I don't know, man. I mean, all of your attention should be focused on keeping Cam Ward healthy, right? And the draft is the draft, man. So you should be looking for him some weapons, right? You still got Pollard, man, but you really gotta focus on building that defense up to stop somebody, right? To stop somebody, and then build his confidence with getting him some weapons, right? So that's my whole thing, man. Y'all need some help, but if y'all get that defense together, I guarantee y'all won't be picking top 10 for real. I mean, they should go receiver, man. I was thinking that too, man. But who do you go to? So I'm gonna look at this mock draft real quick, man. I'm gonna look at this real quick. So I'm gonna look at this mock draft real quick and just kind of see what they looking at. So they got Carnell Tate going, right? And that's cool, right? But I feel like I've seen this pick by them before, right? They pick certain receivers here or there, and it just I don't like it, man. So I'm trying to see the top receivers, right? I would actually, if I'm really being honest, man, I would be looking at Lemon more so than I'm looking at Tate, right? You know, the NFL is a space game, bro. And I like what I like, man. I like what I like. So we'll see there, man. So Jordan Tyson, like I said, he has some injury issues, so that's not really viable for real at this point, right? I think he falls a lot. So let's see what we got. Anybody else? So it's only like Ty. Well, okay, Omar Cooper Jr. So he's more of a slot guy, so I don't see him going up that high, right? But Concepcion, on the other hand, is a person that might actually could get up some draft boards, man. He got some good ass game. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We ain't even got to the Bucks yet, man. We ain't even got the Bucks yet. But the Bucks, they said the Bucks is looking at the offensive lineman from Penn State. That's what I see. That's what I'm seeing. All right. So Cleveland, on the other hand, I do think they take. I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. All right. I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Browns go receiver, but I'm not sure which one they go to. I like Lemon. I do. Because if you're gonna build around Shador Sanders, you got to give him some weapons, man. Got to. Ain't no sense of doing that. But I don't know what their coach is gonna do. Honestly, I don't even know what they were thinking hiring that particular coach, man. But we'll see. We'll see, man. The Browns got a good ass defense, so we'll see. We'll see, man. Like I said, you could add to that and just steal some games and then get the quarterback that you say you want next year. But I think you can build around Shador Sanders. I don't think you really need to. The fans like him. You putting butts in the seats. All you gotta do is protect them and give them some weapons. You saw that in college, right? When he actually got an offensive line, he was pretty good, right? And he's accurate as hell, even though you say he throws check downs a lot. But accuracy kind of carries sometimes, man. If you check it down, you check it down, right? I don't want to see Dylan Gabriel at quarterback anymore. All right. So if I'm the Commanders, right? Last season was a wash all across the board, right? You make the trade for Laramie Tunsil, which it was in hindsight was a good trade. He's an all pro, whatever, right? But you ain't give Daniels any weapons, right? And he still end up getting hurt. So what do you do? I think you go offensive lineman here, man. I think the top 10 should have a bunch of offensive linemen in it, in my opinion. And they need some offensive lineman help. So that that's the biggest thing. So you can go receiver, you can reach on a receiver here, but I think you need to protect your golden goose. All right. The NFC East is full of defenses that have pretty good pass rush. So unless you want him still running for his life, which he's pretty good at, but he's not the biggest quarterback. So I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? Who do they have at running back? That's a good question. That's a good question. Let me see. Let me see. Commanders. Let me see. Commanders. Running back depth chart. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so all right, so from what I'm seeing, they got so for the Commanders, they got a guy named Ja'Cory Moret. Like I said, he was pretty good last season. And then they got Austin Eckler, who's making a bunch of money and not he ain't looking too good in terms of how good he can be. But he's versatile, so you can still he don't have to run between the tackles to be effective. But I don't know. If you want to ride with Moret, he looked pretty good. And then use Austin Eckler as your every down back, you could, but you still need to protect Daniels, man. You need to. Like that's the biggest thing. All right. True, true. You can get him some weapons as well. I like dude from tight end from Oregon. I like him. He's got some good game, right? But I don't know. It could be interesting. But I mean, he need weapons and he needs some protection. So, in the first round, what is a priority, in my opinion? And I think you go offensive lineman. I think you'll be all right. But you might find a tight end or two later. There's some good ones, and you can find some good ass tight ends, man. All right, so let's go to the Saints, man. Let's go to the Saints. All right. So the Saints got an interesting situation here. So if I wasn't sold on um was it shut at quarterback, I would think about Ty Simpson here. But all the reports are saying that they're gonna go with Tyler Shutt. So I don't know. Um you get Travis from Jacksonville. Um he comes back to New Orleans where he's from. So that should be an interesting thing. Um no, man. You lose Demario Davis on defense. So that's like a captain. Yeah. So I'm thinking you go defense here, man. And whoever is available at this time, whether it be defensive end or Caleb Downs, whatever, I think you go defense here. I don't think you go offense, man, because offensively, you got a two-headed monster running the football. And I think you can get a good offensive lineman later. I think you can do that. So I agree with you, Terry. I think they should definitely look for a defense. Right. So that's all right. That's perfectly fine. Right. They need it. They know they need it. So that's perfectly fine in my opinion. Right. All right. So let's look at the Chiefs, man. All right. The Chiefs are in an unfamiliar position, man. When the last time they've been picking in the top fucking 10? All right. So they got a team. And out of everybody in the top 10, they probably got the best quarterback situation. All right. So what you need, right? You got some offensive line. Your defense is getting a little older. I think Jeremiah Love is off the board at this point. So what do you do if you're the Chiefs? You're picking in a weird spot. So you need an impact player, man. And I think you probably go defense here, man. I think you go defense here, man. Just because if your offensive lineman choice isn't there, which I think it might not be, right? But if you can sneak the tackle from Utah, I think is in this draft. If he's still on the board, you take him, right? But if he's not, I think you go defense. You need an impact player on defense. Chris Jones is getting older. You just lost McDuffie, so you could go defensive back there. Probably defensive back from LSU. I like him a lot as well. So you got some options if you're the Chiefs, man, and you're in a good comfortable spot to trade that pick away, right? We've seen nine at the nine spot. You trade back, get some picks and stuff like that, and then somebody who really want a player trades up and gets them, right? So I think they're in a spot. I think more so you trade this away and just add some more shit because you want to fix the team right now because Mahomes is going into his second half of his career. So you need to be protecting him so he can have a career like Tom Brady. Maybe not win all the championships, but you definitely do that. Yeah, Terry, that's what I was saying. You that tackle from Utah or a defensive back, right? You need something. You need something, man. But let's go into the Bengals, right? So the Bengals are back in the top 10 after a couple years picking middle of the pack and picking later in the first round, right? So all of their success probably comes from the fact that they can score 40 points on you. Any given Sunday, they can give you 40, right? But the biggest problem is they give up 45, right? And if you doing math in your head, they lost a lot of those games, even when they score 40, right? So what does that mean? They need defense, right? So you take Stewart last year and through his whole contract dispute thing because the Bengals are cheap and just don't want to give him the right language in the contract. Um, yeah, he sat out a while. Then you had the whole thing with Trey Hendrickson. They didn't want to trade him or they didn't want to sign him because as we all know, the Bengals are cheap, right? You seen how them players had to walk across the street to go to the practice facility. Nobody cares about safety of the players, huh? That's crazy to me. Crazy, right? But nonetheless, they need some defense, bro. I'm sorry. You need some defense. So if you got a chance to draft a high level defensive end, whether Reese is still there, whether Bailey's still there, um, Styles, one of the Styles, you need something on defense, bro. You need something. Something to make the fans feel like you give a damn about the defense, right? And as Terry said, man, offensive linemen should be a key concern. Okay, it should be. Like if we talking priority, that's probably two on the list because Joe Burrow is tired of getting beat the fuck up. All right, that's just what it is. He done got beat the fuck up since he got into the league. Y'all addressed the situation a little bit with Mims and I forgot the other tackle. Um, but they young, right? They big, but they young. So they got some things to do. But I don't know. You gotta protect him, and you gotta get us some defense. So they need a lot of shit, man. They need a lot of stuff, man. But like I said, man, you got Joe Burrow, so he gonna win. He gonna try to win with it. But the AFC North is tough. It's tough, man. And if you can't protect your quarterback, it's gonna be a rough time for you. So they need a lot. But let's go to the Dolphins, man. All right. So they tore that shit down from the top down. Tua gone, Bradley Chubb gone, Jalen Phillips is gone. Um, well, he been gone, my bad. But yeah, as Terry says, they need everything. That is true. They need everything. All right. They got quarterback issues. They got blocking issues, defense, man. But they tore it down. So this is a team on the negative side of the rebuild, right? Remember I told y'all earlier there's a positive side like the Titans and the Titans and the Raiders, right? They on the positive side of the rebuild, right? Well, the Dolphins are on the negative side of the rebuild, right? You have nothing, zero, nothing to look positive towards the future for. I'm sorry, right? You got some Question marks at receiver. I think it's some guys that could turn into some good weapons, right? But I don't know. But you ain't got nobody throwing the ball. You got A Chain, you got Riddle Waddle. So I don't know. You need everything, bro. So they could be a team that trades out of this and tries to get, you know what I'm saying, up or back in the draft. I think you need more assets, man. Trying to get you a first round next year because you're going to be in the top three next year, regardless, right? Either way. So you might as well get you some more first rounders, man. Get you some more late round picks as well. Get that shit right. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a team that needs to get up and get a player, I'm overpaying to get that spot, right? Because they need help and you need help. So either way, it's a win-win in my opinion. But we talking Cowboys. Cowboys to me, man, they're a smorgasbord of teams, right? They a smorgasbord. I'm not really sure what to make of the Cowboys, right? Because on one hand, Dak Prescott played pretty damn good last season, all right? The team was just bad, all right? Now, we've seen the team be good and Dak Prescott play real bad. So, if you're a Cowboys fan, how confident are you in Dak Prescott? I mean, he making the most money out of anybody at the quarterback position nowadays. So you kind of got to ride that till the wheels fall off, right? That seems to be what Jerry Jones is doing. All right. He wants to make it to where Dak Prescott is, he gonna make sure Dak Prescott is good, right? So he can say, well, I was right about that. He was good. And we and Brandon talk about it at nauseum. I think he's just good at cleaning up his own mess sometimes. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. But I digress because he was pretty good last season. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with Pickens. But you still got CD Lamb, and I think they need a running back. So do you reach on one? Do you reach on the offensive lineman? Do you go best player available? I think you go best player available because you're in a good spot to trade, but I don't think you want to trade. I think you need an impact player that could probably get you some pretty good minutes. So I'm going best player available, whoever that is at this position, right? Now, let's go Rams, man. Let's go Rams, man. All right. So the Rams made some pretty big news this offseason, man. All right. They traded and extended McDuffie, right? So remember the Seahawks game, right? The Seahawks had an answer, not necessarily an answer for Puka Nakua, right? But they had somebody to guard him more times than not, right? And he still got off, but not as much as you would think, right? But on the flip side, I don't think the Rams had nobody to guard JSN, right? So they got that. So I was saying it to my little brother who's a Rams fan. So I told him the same thing. I was like, all right, y'all need a cornerback. Well, they got that, right? So in this one, I think you go. I'm not gonna go quarterback here because I don't think you need to be looking at a replacement for Stafford yet. He still looks pretty good. Hell, he just won MVP, right? You don't want a situation like the Packers had when Rodgers won MVP, and it's like, ah, well, shit, we kind of just drafted Jordan Love. What are we gonna do, right? Makes for an uncomfortable situation, right? So I'm thinking you probably go, we probably go receiver here. I think you go receiver, right? And if you're the Browns and you pass up on Carnell Tate, I think Carnell Tate goes right here, right? Barring any trades or whatever, but that would be an interesting spot for him going to Los Angeles, right? Why would you go DT though, Terry? They already got one. They got Fisk. I wouldn't go defensive tackle here. I wouldn't. Not at that spot, man. I don't know. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something, Terry. You said defensive tackle, man. So I ain't seeing no defensive tackles in the thing. I'm seeing some defensive tackle. All right, you got Messador. Maybe. I mean, you could switch to it, but I mean, I don't think nothing wrong with their defense right now. I like Jared Verse. I like how they use Jared Verse. They stand him up, they put his hand in the dirt. Either way, he gonna get it done, right? So I mean, if you're going defensive tackle, I'm seeing Messador um in there. I'm seeing Caleb Banks, which that would be according to this mock draft I'm looking at, that would be a stretch. That would be early, in my opinion, to be taking Banks. But Messador, on the other hand, I like him too. So that's interesting too. Let's see. Let's see. Now, let's talk about my Ravens, man. All right. So I personally think we need a receiver, man. But drafting receivers hasn't necessarily been our strong suit. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that, right? I like what we're doing on defense, right? So I personally think we go defense here, man. All right, we got Trey Hendrickson as a consolation prize to what Max Crosby would have been. But either way, I think we need either another linebacker or we need another defensive end, man. A hybrid player, somebody that stands up, somebody that gets their hand in the dirt, somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Terrell Suggs, they don't grow on trees, right? But that's the player I'm thinking about. Somebody that you can use all over the defense, right? We kind of got that guy in the secondary with Kyle Hamilton, but I really want us to draft a chess piece on defense, man. So I'm seeing some guys. I like CJ Allen at linebacker. I don't, like I said, I don't think we're gonna be able to get um Delane from LSU. I think he's gonna be gone. McCoy, I don't think we can get him either. Uh let's see. Then we start reaching on players at this point, man. So I don't really know. But if we can get somebody that can stand up and do that. I like Woods, but I've been hearing people not really sold on him for real. Like I'm looking at this mock draft and I ain't seen Peter Woods from Clemson yet. Right? I ain't seen him on here yet. And that's surprising because I think he's really good. But um if I'm thinking right, if I'm the Ravens, I really want to get uh, linebacker from Georgia, CJ Allen. I like that a lot. Him and Roquan Smith, man, pass linebacker versus the future linebackers, bro. I like that. I like having two real good linebackers on my defense, playing sideline to sideline. So I like that. All right, man. So let's get into the Bucks, man. So if I'm the Bucks, I think you gotta protect Baker Mayfield, man. But you also need to find yourself another receiver now that Evans is gone to San Francisco. So I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're the Bucks, man. But offensive line seems to be the thing. Y'all got a pretty good running back already. Um, so I think you start looking at protection for him. So I kind of like the interior lineman. Um, like I said, man, I don't know if Caleb Downs is still gonna be there at 15. I doubt it. But you can also go cornerback as well. I like um what is it? I forgot his name. It's not is it Avery Terrell? I really like his game a lot too. So you could go there. But we'll see, man. All right. So we got the Jets, right? So the Jets I said would go, they need a lot of shit. So if you went offense first, I think you go defense here. If you went defense first with the second overall pick, then you go offense here, right? You flip flop, right? So you need to pick as many picks as you can get, right? So if you want to trade the earlier pick and then pick this one right here, I don't know. But you need some help. They need a lot of stuff. So the best player available helps you just a little bit. So I like that a lot. All right. So Detroit, me and Brandon was like, damn, they really bad. But not like terrible, right? But definitely thought that they would be a little bit better than what they were, right? Considering all they had on their team. I mean, they got good receivers, they got a pretty good quarterback, they got a pretty good offensive line. Like you got Hutchinson coming off of a year after the injury. So I mean, you got all kind of stuff. Now, them losing the linebacker with the long hair. I really liked his energy. So losing him in free agency was not a good move, right? So I think you gotta do something on the defense, man. I think that was a problem. So you gotta do something on defense if you're the Detroit Lions, right? You gotta stop somebody. You got Pachinko and you got Gibbs, right? So they both gonna be pretty good at running the ball. I personally didn't think you should have got rid of David Montgomery, but hey, that's neither here or there. But they both run pretty violently in a sense that they don't tiptoe. So that'll be good for your running game. You still got St. Brown. You still got Jameson Williams. So offensively, they're good. They're a good ass team. So I'm thinking you go defense here if you're them. Maybe you give Hutchinson a running mate, a bookend guy on the other side. I like that. Let's meet at the quarterback, right? Hutchinson's gonna be pretty good. So why not give him another guy on the other side? So I'm thinking defense here, either way, right? All right. So Minnesota has a new GM at running the show, right? They got Kyler Murray at quarterback now. So that should be interesting. Not exactly sure what they're gonna do with McCarthy. I just think that was not the best move, in my opinion. But it turned Sam Darnold, the Darnold train, into a beast. So maybe it'll have the same effect on Kyler Murray, man. I don't know. I don't know what you do with McCarthy, but I do know the Vikings head coach is pretty good at developing quarterbacks, finding that level, that new level, or giving the quarterback a comfortability or something like that. Right? That's the word I'm looking for. Making them feel comfortable, kind of giving them a better field vision or something like that. But whatever it is, he knows how to work with quarterbacks, man. He worked with Cousins, he worked with Darnold, right? So maybe he can do the same for Kyler Murray. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. So let's go to the Panthers, man. Well, I'll take it back. Let's figure out what the Vikings really need, right? So um I've been hearing Hopkins is looking at going there, but I think he's done. I think that career is over with, man. Good receiver, really good prime. Um, not good anymore, man. Then he went to the Titans, which was like, dog, what are you doing? You gonna go there just to block for Derrick Henry at the time? Like at whatever they was doing, you don't do that. But there was neither here or there. Damn. So I think they kept Aaron Jones, so I think he's still there. Um, you could go defense. I think you go defense. I think you go defense here. You go defense, or you reach on a receiver to try to. Well, you got Addison, so but you could go Concepcion from Texas A&M though. He seemed like he'd be a good fit in the slot, causing havoc. He got a lot of yards after catch for Texas A&M, so I kind of like that a lot too. Um, I mean, you could go offensive tackle because I think at this point, the guy from Utah and the guy from Miami are going to be taken. So you could go Caden Proctor here at offensive lineman. That would be cool. You could do that. But they got some options too. Like I said, I don't see them being a playoff team next year anyway. So you need to stockpile some young talent. So whatever you do, best player available might be the best option, right? So then we go Carolina, man. So Carolina's in a really interesting spot, if you ask me, right? I think they're in an interesting spot because they added a lot, man. You got T Mac at receiver, 1,000 yards rookie year. So that's a good stepping stone for the next year. Bryce Young, they picked up the 5th year option on him. So they are committed to getting him probably signed long term, but maybe they want to see what he does this year. Not sure. But considering the fact of how his career started in Carolina and what he looked like last season, I think you found your quarterback. You don't have to look no further, right? Um, Losing Dowdle was not the best look. It was not a good. That was not good. You had to keep him, right? So, um, I don't know what you do here, man. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see what they got, man. Let's see what they got on this mock draft, man. So I'm not seeing. Love obviously gonna be the first running back taken. Um. Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. Hmm. Because I think you need, if you're Carolina, I think you need another running back, man. But I'm not seeing. Like, do you reach for one? I don't know if you reach for one right now. Like, obviously, Love is the number one guy, so you're not gonna be able to get him per se, man. Let me see something, man. Hold up. Forgive me. Phil draft running backs. Let's say that. All right, let's see. Let's see. So we got Jeremiah Love. Got Jeremiah Love. We got Mike Washington. I'm looking at that. I don't know about that one. Jadarian Prince. I'm seeing that. Coleman. Nick Singleton. Claiborne. Katron Allen. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, you could go Mike Washington. You could reach on him and get him. You could reach on. I could see you. I could see you reaching on Mike Washington from Arkansas right here. And the only reason I say you could reach on him is because you need something in that backfield that's gonna be a little different, right? Because if you look at the landscape in the NFC South, everybody got like kind of a duo, right? Or they got a good running back already. Now you had that in Dowdle, but now he's gone. So, um, hmm, because you got the Saints, they got Travis and Kamara, and then I'm looking at the Bucks. They got, I think, Bucky Urban, so that's pretty good. And then the Falcons got Bijan and some other running backs too. So you need a running back. So I'm thinking you go running back here. I don't care if you reach for one, but you need Mike Washington, man. He blew up the combine with that 40, and that might translate to you looking pretty good, right? All right, so Dallas got another pick, right? So if they didn't trade out of the 12th, I think they trade out of this one and get some more draft capital. So that's kind of what Jerry Jones does. If he don't see nobody that he really love, he gonna trade out of that spot. But for the sake of picking somebody, I think you go defense here, man. You go defense or tight end. I think this might be a good spot for Eli Stowers, man. I think that'll be a real good spot for him, man. Because not only does he help Dak Prescott with more weapons to throw to, he actually opens up the offense a little bit more. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot. All right, so the Steelers, on the other hand, man, I think you go because you got rid of well, I mean, you got Jalen Ramsey, but I think you need to start looking for the future, man. I think you really go safety here or something like that. Something like that. I think you go safety here. You need to start planning for the future, right? But that's kind of me thinking that Mike Tomlin's still there, but he's not. So they might go offense here. They might go offense because Mike McCarthy probably want to make it easier for Aaron Rodgers or whoever's at quarterback because I don't even think he's really signed on to that. So I'm not really sure about that one, man. But if I'm the Steelers, I think you take the best player available in that spot. That's just me. All right. And then we go to the Chargers, man. So let's see. If I'm not mistaken, they got Amari Hampton. Don't they? Didn't they get Amari Hampton? If I'm not tripping. Let's see. Chargers. Let's see. Chargers running back depth chart. Let's see what we got. And I think they got Amari Hampton already. All right. Cool. All right. So yeah, they got Amari Hampton still. So they don't need no running back. Hmm. You still got Khalil Mack. Mm, maybe we go defensive end. I like the dude from Missouri. I like the dude from Missouri, man. Yeah, I like the dude from Missouri. Yeah, I like the dude from Missouri right there. Because I think everybody at the top is probably gonna be gone. That's Ruben Bain and all of them guys. So I think they'll be gone. Yeah, I think they'll be gone, man. Ooh, they could pick Dylan too from Oregon. Whoever needed safety, he's pretty good. Dude from Toledo's got good size. I like that. But I really think you need a nice edge if you're the Chargers. I think you need a nice edge player, man. Like I said, you can go big guy, you could go edge, so maybe Banks from Florida, or you go do from Missouri, right? I think you do good. Or you could go do from Oregon as well, safety. He's got some game. Give Derwin James a nice running mate back there, causing havoc and everything. So maybe. Because I think you're good on offense, man. All you need is Herbert to really just like kick it into gear in the playoffs, man. So that's what I'm thinking. All right. As we start closing this down a little bit, let's go to the Eagles, right? The Eagles are always doing something. They're always up to something, man. So just when you think, oh well, they're not gonna get anybody. I think they got something up their sleeve. I think they got something up their sleeve, man. I don't know what it is. But they gonna do something in this spot that's gonna be like, God damn it, how y'all let him fall to the Eagles, right? So with AJ Brown being kind of trade piece right now, I find that interesting to see what they can do with him. Now, I'm not sure if he's a piece to catapult them up in the draft or he's a piece to move with this to catapult in the draft. So I don't know. I don't know. But if you use him and this pick, I think you can get up in the top 10. I think you can. I think you get up in the top 10 and really cause some havoc up in that top 10. I think you could. If you could do that, because the Browns need a receiver, right? So I don't know if they want to deal with all of AJ Brown's antics and stuff like that, the up and down mental instability sometimes. But on the field, he's a good player, man. If you can package this pick with him, I think you can get up in that top 10. So I'm thinking the Eagles trade this pick. I don't really talk about trades because it's not really there, but it feels like they could do this pick because nobody's really going to be available at this spot to really say, like, oh, well, we need to draft this guy, right? Because they still got Jalen Carter. They still got Davis in the middle. You can add a edge player, but if you trade up, you can get a premier edge guy, right? Like maybe you look at a linebacker or so. Maybe if CJ Allen's still there, which I don't think he's gonna be there. But you go linebacker there. I like Anthony Hill, but I think that might be a little too high for him. I think people might call that a reach. But shit, if he go to the Eagles, bro, that's not really a reach to me. You got hella cornerbacks on there. Their defense is good, man. So I'm thinking they trade this pick, man. That's where I would put my money if I was a betting person. I put my money on the Eagles trading this and a package for AJ Brown, bro. I'll do that. Move up in the top 10 and get you something nice, right? But if you get up, because if you trade AJ Brown with this 22nd overall pick, now that's if anybody really want to trade with the Eagles. But if you can move up somewhere, say Cleveland, who needs a receiver, right? And you get AJ Brown, package for AJ Brown in that first round pick, right? You essentially gonna have two picks back to back in the first round, right? So you don't have to pick a receiver at this point because you got Jerry Judy and then you're gonna have AJ Brown. So you're gonna have some receivers. You got Harold Fannin, all of that. So that's a trade that makes sense for me, right? Now the question is, do the Browns want to play ball? That's the thing. But that's a trade that makes sense for me because everything works right there. If you're the Eagles, you get rid of the headache that is AJ Brown, right? You move up, you can get another pass rusher or you can get another receiver. If you really like Carnell Tate, then you take Carnell Tate. If you like Lemon, you take him at 6, whatever. But the world is your squirrel at that point, right? So I think you could do that, bro. It makes sense to me. I do that shit. But if you're the Browns at 24, I mean, I think you take the best player available. If that's offense or defense, you do that anyway, right? Because your defense is good. So if you add something on defense early or late, it's gonna help you a lot. So we'll see. But the Bears, on the other hand, man, the Bears need another linebacker, man. So I'm liking I'm liking them to probably reach on somebody. You could go offensive line too, man. But my thing is, you got the tight end, Loveland. You got rid of DJ Moore, so he's in Buffalo. So you are essentially saying that you believe in um Luther Burden and um Rome Odunze. So do you need another receiver? If anybody's there, I don't know. Not seeing a high level linebacker class that I was thinking. So you would essentially be reaching on somebody at this point. Um, hmm. They got a good team too. So anything can help them. But they struggled against the pass last year. So I think they go cornerback here. They probably go to that safety from Toledo. I think he might be still there. I don't think the safety from Oregon is gonna be there because he had a nice combine. Um, yeah, I'm thinking they go cornerback here, man. I don't know if Terrell's gonna be there either. I don't know if Terrell's gonna be there, and I definitely don't think Gerard McCoy is gonna be there either. So according to this, you could go Colton Hood. He might be there. Yeah, you could go safety from Toledo. Yeah. You might sneak up and get Terrell though. You might be able to get Terrell for them, man. But I'm thinking you go there. You just hating. No, they not. They not drafting no damn tackle. You just hating, man. I think Will Campbell will be all right, man. Like I said, you ask anybody, he'll be all right. They don't need no tackle. Why would you do that? He just got picked fourth overall. You don't do that. All right, so we're looking at the Bills, man. All right. So if I'm the Bills, what am I looking at? Well, Morgan Moses? You don't like Morgan Moses? No. I like Morgan, man. I think he still got some game though. I mean, you could go there. I thought that's what you were talking about. I was like, no way, you don't do that. Not yet. But I like Moses. But I like but I get it. I get it. He's older because he's been around for a while. So all right. I ain't at the Patriots yet. But it's interesting. Where the Patriots at? So they picking in a little bit. Uh hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. In this mock draft I'm looking at, I see Caden Proctor going in like the late 20s. So that might be pretty good. I mean, big guy. Yeah, I was thinking the Bills might trade down too. Because they got DJ Moore, right? So they got him at receiver. So you don't have to worry about Keon Coleman trying to be the one. He can be the two. Um, but they need some help on defense though. The Chiefs got a lot of issues, so you ain't gotta worry about that. It's everybody else in the AFC now because everybody else they got better, right? The Patriots is probably the number one team in that division now, so they got to worry about them. The Chiefs ain't you ain't got to worry about the Chiefs right now. You got to worry about the Chiefs if they figure out this draft situation. But the Bills, nah, they need some other shit, man. Shit, I don't know, man. They could trade down. but they also could go somewhere. Uh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. The Texans might add something. They might add something to that defense though, because that defense is nasty. So they might add something else. So they might just want to keep being the best defense, man, because they got a lot of talent on that defense. But if I'm the Bills, though, I probably go best player available. If I'm picking, I go best player available. Wherever that is, you just take it because you can help you because you already got the quarterback anyway. Let's see. So if you're the Niners, right? So the Niners have always just drafted weird to me, man. They always drafted weird to me, right? They draft a player that they should have drafted earlier, or later, right? Like this whole thing with Trey Lance and shit. Like you should have took Mac Jones. He fits what you want to do. You draft Pearsall, right? But you also had the chance to draft Devontae Smith, right? That could help you, right? And when you think about the Super Bowls that they've lost, those two positions have really hurt them, right? And I agree. I think they need a corner, man. But they also are like they don't have no depth for real. They got a receiver. They got Evans now. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking corner too. But let's see. Cause they picking late. So I mean you could go Colton Hood if he should be there. Uh yeah. Colton Hood. I'm thinking he gonna be there. Yeah, I'm thinking he gonna be there. So yeah, so I'm thinking that. We could get another receiver too, because I think Jordan Tyson gonna slip a lot. I think he's gonna slip a lot, bro. Because I've been hearing he ain't been able to do his pro day. He ain't had no workout. No, I think Ayuk already off the books, my man. I think they cut him. They cut him already. You would trade Ayuk? You think you gonna get a first for Ayuk? Hell no. You ain't getting no first for IU. You might get maybe a fourth, but you ain't getting no first for IU. Hell no. Not at all. I wouldn't do that. All right, so the Texans, man, I think they either because they got rid of Mixon, so you could reach on a motherfucking running back right there. But you could trade up. You could trade back too. You trade up and back, in my opinion. Not IU. Nah. You can say that about Cooper Cup, but Cooper Cup wasn't damaged goods already. I ain't doubt Shaheed. I knew he was good. I knew he was fast. But I'm talking about guys that are like injured all the time. And where is his head at? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. He could be good, but I'm not gonna give you a first for IU. He coming off an injury, like a serious injury at that. Like I don't know what he looked like. Like, is he still capable of doing what he's supposed to do? Like, and he's like a year older too. Like, it's a lot to consider if I'm trading for IU. And if I'm giving up a first round, I want to know everything. I want to know his recovery. I want to know what's going on, what his headspace is. Gotta know what I'm getting. I mean, he's 30, like you say, he's 35, bro. Like he's 35, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do that. Like I said, the Dolphins need everything, so I don't care what the fuck they do at 30. I don't care. I don't care what they do at 30. They could trade that shit. They can move up. They can move down. I don't give a fuck. They need everything right now. So whatever they do is a good move, as long as they don't miss their pick like the Jets did like years ago. But they need every motherfucking thing. All right, so if I'm the Patriots, man, all right, like offensive line got to be a thing that you fix. All right, I'm seeing Caden Proctor. I'm seeing I'm seeing Caden Proctor. I'm seeing Blake Miller. Right, guy from Utah, Caden Proctor, as I mentioned. Like, I don't know, but you can go anywhere. You need offensive linemen though. Like, I ain't saying like, oh, you just replace Will Campbell. I'm not saying that, but like I said, like my man's mentioned right here, where's that comment at? He talking about Morgan Moses, and he's 35. So you need to start looking for that next guy, right? You need to start looking ahead for that, right? Matt Collins to the 49ers for a 6th round pick. I mean, if you can make it happen, I don't mind that at all, right? I mean, I don't mind it, but I also, like I said, I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to mess up nothing. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to help you in the immediate, I don't want to mess with nothing on the Patriots right now. Y'all literally just got to the Super Bowl. So whatever you do has to make you a better team than you were last year, right? You don't want to fuck that up, right? You don't want to fuck up nothing that helped you get there, right? That goes quarterback, that goes offensive lineman. Like I think you might want to look at receiver because I don't know what you're gonna do with Stephon Diggs because he's been busy on and off the field because he actually had a good season last year, way better than I thought he was gonna do. So you probably need to look there, right? But I don't know what you do because I like Jeremy Bernard from Alabama. I do. A lot of people see him as a fringe 1st rounder or early or high 2nd rounder. I think you could use him, in my opinion. I think you could use him. I think he's such a good player that has a lot of upside, man, to be like a really chain mover, right? Like I'm not saying that you could be 100 reception guy, but he does know how to catch the ball. Yeah, like I wouldn't mess up nothing on their defense right now. Their defense is good. From finding getting Milton Williams from the Eagles, and then obviously Christian Gonzalez is like considered a top 5 corner nowadays. So like I ain't messing with nothing. Like I said, if you ain't adding, don't touch nothing, right? So I don't know. But if I'm the Patriots, man, I think about taking Jeremy Bernard here, right? Because I think all the other receivers might be taken. Jordan Tyson, Lemon, who else, man? Who else? Cornell Tate. I think they'll be gone at this point, man. So what's a risky late 1st rounder, man? I say you take him. You know, something that can help you right now. Yeah, exactly. Y'all got a lot of stuff on there, man. Y'all be good. All right. So in our last pick of the 1st round, let's talk about the defending Super Bowl champ Seahawks. Right. So the Seahawks lost Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. They got JSN. He gonna be looking for a new contract. They got a shit ton of motherfucking good players on defense, man. They lost Witherspoon, so cornerback could be a thing. Or no, they didn't lose Witherspoon. Was Witherspoon that one? I forgot which one. I forgot which one that was, but they lost one. They got rid of one. No, It was Woolen. Woolen left. My bad. So hmm, it's tough to be a defending champ, man, because you got a lot of stuff, but you lost some stuff too, man. I like offensive line. I like offensive line. I do. I do, man. Hmm. Yeah, I like offensive line. I do. But I think they got a good offensive line. They ain't lose too much. So I'm thinking running back here, man. I'm thinking running back, but you can't reach on nobody though. I mean, you can, but you don't want to, especially if you could get them later, right? But you defending champs, so you get that last pick, right? You get that last pick. So yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking running back. The cornerback? You draft a cornerback? I don't know, man. They got a pretty good secondary already. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's a good one. I wasn't thinking cornerback, but I don't know who's gonna be available there though. Like I said, because there's a first round pick, you know. I'm actually thinking, yeah, if I was leaning towards, if I was leaning towards what I actually think might happen, I think you actually right. I think they trade down and get that running back, right? Because it don't make sense. It don't make sense to like reach for somebody and then you can trade down and get more assets, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, we passed that era where you got your feature back. I think a lot of people are going with running back by committee. So you can find a good one. Yeah, you found Kenneth Walker in the second round, I think. So I mean, there you go. Like I said, now the question is, who do you take though? Now, if I'm them, I want something like what I had already, right? It seemed to work. I take one of the Penn State running backs for real. Be honest with you, I take Allen or Singleton. To be honest with you, because they catch out the backfield, they pass block, and they're big, and they were just carrying the ball like they had a split backfield. So you're getting a healthy running back. You're not getting somebody that was carrying the ball a lot. I mean, if you want a power back, I mean, hey, those guys are really good. I just feel like Carolina. Yeah, yeah, I like Price too. I've seen him on a lot of mock drafts too, and like the second round, shit like that. I like him a lot, man. I really want to see who drafts the guy from Wake Forest, man. Um, I liked him a lot. Yeah, offensive lineman can't do nothing wrong. And like I said, if Caden Proctor slips to 32, you definitely take Caden Proctor. But I doubt he slipped that far because there's a couple teams that really need offensive tackle help. Like the Bengals need offensive tackle help. I mean, like for real. Like he could go, like for real. The Bears need an offensive lineman. Shit, the Cowboys need an offensive lineman. The Vikings need one, right? I mean, Tampa Bay could use one. Shit, my Ravens could use one. Like I said, there's a lot. Like offensive lineman might be a premium this year, man. Might be. Yeah, but we'll see, man. We'll see, man. So like I said, man, that is it, man. That was just my first round thoughts, discussions, man, for the NFL draft, man. Should be interesting though. Like I said, the draft is gonna be fun this year, man. Because like I said, I think we all know who's going number one. I think Mendoza should go number one. I think that's pretty much the easy one. But after that, it starts to get real interesting. The Jets need a lot of shit. The Dolphins need a lot of shit. Um, who else need a lot of shit? Shit, the Cardinals need a lot of shit. Titans need a lot of shit. But I mean, they got the quarterback, so That's pretty good. Shit, I don't know what my Ravens gonna do. Shit, man. Like, you didn't trade them first round picks, so now you got them. Now what you gonna do? You know. So let's see. We'll see, man. But like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this little breakdown that we're doing. Like I said, me and Brandon. Uh, me and Brandon gonna be back next week doing this thing. Like I said, we're gonna have an interview with Patrick Queen. Um, formerly of my Baltimore Ravens, but now on the other side as a Pittsburgh Steeler. So it should be an interesting conversation. So like I said, we hope you guys tune in to that. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, man, and check out our music, man. Campus Legend Campus Legends is out now. Just some vibes to listen to on your way to work, man. But check it out, man. It's under Cam Groves, no space. You probably know it's me by all the football shit on there. So y'all check it out. If you're on Spotify, it's just a guy, black dude with headphones. So check it out, man. But I will see y'all on the next one. Like I said, big interview coming up. It's gonna be real fun. And then we're gonna keep going. Draft season. Like I said, college football. We're gonna start later on in the summer, probably around August or something like that. We're gonna start breaking down conferences, things like that, Heisman favorites, shit like that, man. So we're gonna get back on our college football shit, man. So but y'all gonna enjoy it, man. Like I said, the road to 50,000 subscribers is on. Like I said, every day we get a little bit closer to it. So we want to thank all of y'all for helping us on this journey. But I'm Cam. This has been the Football Frame of Mind Weekly Show. And we'll catch y'all next week, man. Yes, sir. But we'll catch y'all next week, man.